Dr. Theo Blackmore outside on an electric scooter. Remembering and reflecting, disability and community in Cornwall. Hello, I'm Theo Blackmore, the Research Manager for Disability Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. I graduated from my PhD at Exeter University in 2008. My PhD was on the subject of disability studies, and as part of that research I interviewed disabled people living in Cornwall about their life histories. One of the people I interviewed was down at the Cheshire Home at Long Rock. She was born as a disabled person. She's always needed a wheelchair, but as a child her brothers built her what they called a dilly, which is essentially a go-kart, plank of wood, 4 wheels and an orange box. And they used to pull her around on this dilly. This is on the basis that they couldn't get hold of a wheelchair. It occurred to me at that time that there were disabled people living in Cornwall who have some real tales to tell about their lives and about how things have changed over time. So that person then moved into a Cheshire Home when she was aged in her 20s, where she's lived ever since. So she's lived there for about 60 years on the basis that she could get hold of wheelchairs and the place was level and accessible to her. So this project was funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund. We interviewed 19 disabled people across Cornwall about their lives living in the county. We got in contact with some of the people through the Cheshire Home. We did a couple of days of interviewing down there. We did some interviews up at the Echo Centre in the east of the county at Liskeard, which is a day service for people with physical impairments. And I got in touch with some people through my own contacts, as well as through the contacts of Disability Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. And there were 4 of us who did the interviews, which were semi-structured, and they were basically about people's life stories from the time they were born up until the time we did the interview. We talked about a range of things, from schooling through colleges, employment, voluntary work, personal life. For a little bit of background information, in the 2011 census there were 115,000 more or less disabled people living in Cornwall. People who ticked the box on the census form that said you have a long-term limiting illness or disability. That's out of a total population of about 550,000. So in Cornwall, the population of disabled people in 2011 was about 20%. One of the things that people like about Cornwall is that sense that people know you and can wave at you and say hello as you go past. We're very grateful to the Heritage Lottery Fund for their funding of this project, as well as, of course, to all the people who we interviewed, 19 people, as well as to the staff and volunteers at Disability Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. Participants.
My name is Trevor Bailey.
Claire Tregaskis.
My name is Pete Ski.
I'm called Paul Simmons.
My name is Carol Hayward.
Richard Mark Osborne.
Claire Allen. Vicky.
Vicky, what's your surname?
Lester.
Lorna Richards.
Hello, I'm Thomas Remnant.
Abba.
Ian MacArthur.
My name is Dom Whitting.
Diana Johnson.
My name's Christopher Brian Jordan.
Paul Bray.
Mandy Penrose.
My name's Rodney Richard.
My name is Sean Rowe.
Richard Pryor.
Interviewers. Dr. Theo Blackmore, Dean Inwood, Sarah Martin. All interviews recorded in 2013. Transcriber, JHTS Transcription Services. Subtitles, Azook Community Interest Company. Disability Cornwall and Isles of Scilly, Empower, Assist, Facilitate. Supported by the National Lottery through the Heritage Lottery Fund.